And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the Long Dark, where let's quickly grab our water before it boils over.
I'm gonna...
And in this part, assuming nothing goes wrong, we should be able to get into Mountain Town and repair that radio tower. Oh, never got that torch, so we should shove the quality torch in the fire. There we go. I shouldn't need any food in for long, so we'll leave the cured meat here. Take a nibble off of the already pre-chewed piece of meat. Plop it down. So, we're working on the Fartails. First of the Fartails, I suppose, which is the one involving the radio. So we've repaired the radio tower out in Forsaken Hillfield. We've repaired the one in Forlorn Muskeg. In the last part, we just explored the mysterious signal that spawns after repairing the Forlorn Muskeg one. This part we're going to try to climb into Mountain Town, and if everything goes well with that climb, hopefully not find we need to find a battery. I suspect we need to find a battery, which is going to be a little bit of a tedious thing. To get the Mountain Town one fixed. Because I do not know currently where a battery can be found in Muskeg. Or not in Muskeg, in Mountain Town. I don't think it's in... I'm hoping there is one that does not involve any climbing. To climb in and out of Mountain Town is always a pain. Well, climbing with batteries is always a pain, because the batteries weigh 15 kilograms. It's like a third of my inventory to climb with. Yeah, everything else should be fairly easy to source in Mountain Town. To be fair, most of the time, everything you need to source to fix the radio tower is reasonably close by. That's why I'm hoping the battery's close by, because climbs. Yeah, and Twitch chat is saying not to backseat game. But not to be too worried about the batteries, which is... I'm worried about it, not because I'm all that worried about it, but because if I do end up in a situation where I need to go find a battery that's out of zone and drag it in, it's going to be a real pain. But Twitch chat, from the implication of it saying they not want to backseat game, is probably in agreement with my earlier assumption that there's probably a battery in Mountain Town. Yeah, and we've got a hacksaw, so in case we can't find any loose scrap metal, we can just hacksaw up. Shelf? Probably a shelf. We'll see what junk we can hacksaw up for scrap metal once we get into Magic 10. Port swap. So I suspect once we get this radio tower fixed, much like the one for Forlon, the Muskeg, it will probably trigger an Aurora the following night. Twitch chat is asking, do I have Cougars on the save? And the answer is no, I do not have Cougars on this save. So this save... I actually started the save prior to Cougars being in the game. When they first got introduced, I wasn't actively. I was on hiatus from recording from that period. So the first time they got introduced, I didn't turn them on because I wasn't actively playing at the time. After they went back to be reworked on, I got back into playing. When the Cougars got re-added, I turned them off because I didn't want to. The run had already been going for like 100 days or something at that point, so I didn't want to accidentally get myself killed by Cougars, not having any experience interacting with them on an existing save. So I turned the Cougars off. When we get to a warm place, I'll show you on the map. I was playing when the glitch was on, where the Cougars were active even if you toggled them off. So I do have a Cougar spot on one of the maps. But I obviously didn't run into the Cougar during that time. Cougar did not kill me. And since then, when that bug got fixed, since then I've had the Cougars off. But yeah, so having no experience working with Cougars, I haven't turned them on. That would probably be one thing that if the run ended, for whatever reason, might actually be worth doing, is like firing up Interloper or a Stalker run just to interact with the Cougars. But this run is not running with Cougars. Oh, the moose is up. Because I think that's the moose. Oh yeah, I've seen the rumors on how the Cougars respond to you interacting with them, by mitosising into multiple Cougars, and they give you things like severe lacerations, which would be a bit of a pain to deal with on Interloper, honestly. Grab replacement fuse. We're gonna probably want a couple of those. So I said I'd bring up and look on the map where we had the Cougar show up on the map. So I think it was Coastal Highway. Yeah. So the bug was active one of the times it was active in Coastal Highway. So the Cougar technically did spawn in Coastal Highway when I had it turned off. We didn't actually go over to it when that was the case. And then the bug was fixed before I got close enough to interact with it. But so one of my maps does have a cougar on it. But the cougar obviously isn't active anymore in the safe, so that's not a problem. It's just a thing that shows on the map somewhere. That doesn't mean anything. But yeah, I think the next run of Long Dark that I end up playing after this one gets finished will probably be specifically to interact with cougars. So it'll probably be a stalker run, so I have some easy access to either bows and or firearms for cougar interactions. So I'm going to check the gas station over here. So I'm thinking this is one place where a battery might be. It's going to be in the gas station. Scrap metal we don't need, hopefully. Or, not scrap metal. Firewood that we don't need, hopefully. Another replacement fuse. I think we need 3 replacement fuses, so that'll be my 3rd one, so that's good to see. Middle cabinet I hadn't searched. We have been through here before, but it's been long enough I don't remember what was in here. / what I left behind. That looks like a wolf on a mission. It's probably got a bunny. Not worth it. Not worth interrupting it for a bunny. I'm appreciating that I did some clothes maintenance relatively recently. Because I feel like we'd be real cold in the headwind that we're running into right now if the clothes wasn't in great nick. So I know where the radio tower is, as we walked past it before, of course, when we were doing the 5th cartographer on Interloper. Check that truck. That one's broken up front, so you can't check to see if there's battery in the front. I presumably checked that one if it's open. No battery. Oh, interesting. Warm in the car.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Doesn't look in the back. Check the glove box. Last time we were in Mountain Town, we were spending more effort mapping than necessarily searching, because we'd got most of the stuff we'd be looking for.
Where's the good stuff?
But I am taking the time to search right now, just in case we come across things like wires that we'll need for repairing. Another fuse? I don't think I need that fuse. But we'll grab it anyway, just in case. So let's go up and check what I need to repair the tower, and then we'll go try to source the stuff in town if we don't have it on us. And we probably don't have it on us, right? So I don't want to grab the scrap metal. If it needs a battery, I don't have the battery. Don't think I've got any wires. Might have the wires. And we should have the fuses. We should be able to get up there and install the fuses at least. Do I have any tips for Interloper? There are a couple tips I can make. One is early Interloper. You probably want to get the stuff that you want for crafting. Like, you probably want to plan on what you're doing to get your crafting stuff. Like, how are you planning on finding a hammer? How are you planning on using that hammer to make an axe and a knife? How are you planning on getting what you need to make your bow and start sourcing your material for crafting? So we do need a battery. Crafting your hide clothing. You probably want to go up to the gold mine sooner rather than later. Stuff like that. Also keep moving. In Interloper, because of the lower resource density, if you can, you want to keep constantly moving, and you don't want to double over the same location very often. Because until you get like the bow going, you can run out of food very easily in places, and then that limits your ability to heal. And then once you have the bow going, you still probably want to not stay stationary, because it's very easy to eliminate all the fuel and food in a given location, and if you're not moving, not getting to fresh places to harvest more.
I might have to drop some gear.
Did need wires, did need scrap metal, did need a battery. So the battery is going to be the hard thing, I think, to find. Wires are pretty common. Scrap metal, we can just disassemble a shelf somewhere, and we'll be good. But the battery, again, I think is going to be the hard bit to find. If it wasn't an Interloper, it'd actually probably be really easy to find, but the random batteries are much rarer on Interloper. On Sark and below, I think they're a bit more common because they'll be more commonly in the cars, so you have lead for making bullets. sounding like it's transitioning to blizzard, which, other than it being cold, isn't really gonna stop us from continuing to do stuff. Well, let's check a couple of places where I think there might be equipment associated with tower. So
Too
let's
much
check
stuff to
this
carry.
house. A toaster. Actually, that toaster is probably not a bad choice for scrap metal sourcing. So, searching the building here. Not necessarily expecting to come across anything super useful. Maybe expecting to come across things like the metal lamps here that we can harvest. Get real lucky, we might come across some underwear. Because I'll be going through the entire game with, what, the first pair of underwear we spawned in with. So I've been lucky enough not to have that break, but we haven't found any extras. It's getting a little dark, so let's fire up the lantern to make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, looks like no. And harvest this lantern. Metal lamp for a piece of scrap metal.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Go into Old Grey Mother's here. Check up on my inventory pile. We have a spare lantern here. Torches. Apparently, past me wasn't nice enough to drag any of the bear meat down here. Oh, interesting. Some... The shelf disappeared. Okay. Usually there's a shelving unit there. Apparently, in one of the patches,
I'm not sure I can carry much
popped out of
more.
existence. Anyway, I think we're gonna go hit up our food pile, bear meat pile. Well, it's still dusk and reasonably warm. And then the following day, there's a warehouse in town. We'll check the warehouse for wires and things to turn into scrap metal. And then we'll be looking around the town for a battery. And probably in the meantime, finding a couple missing wires. Keep my head on the swivel in case I run into any wolves or see any wolves. Oh, that's one thing. I haven't accounted for the fact that the bear might be up again. Obviously, the bear meat pile is where I killed the bear last, which is bear territory. And it has been long enough. It would not have surprised me if the bear has respawned since I killed it last. So right now I should have a big pile of mostly cooked bear meat on the bridge over by the bear den, which is where we're walking. Not sure which way we're going to take for the walk back once we've fed ourselves on the bear meat. So this will depend upon the weather. The weather is nice. We'll probably come back the way we came. If the weather's bad, we'll go back the other direction. We're coming this way because, well, you can't shimmy up cliffs, you can hop down. Okay, we got a wolf following us. Let's get a torch ready. Right now I can walk this wolf and it's not going to be a problem. But if we see the bear, I'm going to have to deal... There's one in front of us, so... We're between two wolves now. Time to light the torch. Suppose if we see the bear, I'm going to have to scare the wolf off to get to the meat safely. In this case, I have to scare the wolf off because we've got one in front of us. Okay. There's a wolf out of the way. So I think the plan I'm planning right now is we're going to go feed the character, we're going to duck into the nearby cave after getting well fed. We're gonna fleet the character back to full fatigue, and then in the next part, we'll search the town for the missing bits, and hope that the battery is somewhere nearby. It's likely to be somewhere nearby. And I can be fairly certain of that because I think when they did the patch that added all the towers, to make sure that there were batteries in the save for people who had looted them all, for Stalker, for example, to turn them into bullets, they added new batteries to all the saves. That would be reasonably close by most of them. The fallback, the real fallback, if something goes horribly wrong, is I got to drag it all the way up from the airfield. So I'm not worried about there not being a battery. I'm worried about there not being a battery conveniently close by. Though I suspect there is one. It's likely. Bear's not on the bridge, at least. Yeah, open that truck. That's the raw, this is the cooked. We'll eat a couple cooked pieces. Visibility's bad enough I can't tell if the bear is up or not. All I can tell is the bear has not noticed if it is up. So the bear cave is right over there. So we're likely to run across the bear if it is respawned. But it could be down in the ravine, in case it wouldn't spawn with us. And there's a cave over here. With our equipment, the cave will be solidly warm enough. So we're going to take that as an opportunity to do a full 10-hour sleep, get most of our fatigue back, if not all of our fatigue back. That should put us early morning-ish. Hello, rabbits. Hydrate up. We're gonna sleep here for 10 hours. So, looking at the time, this is probably where I should go ahead and put a part break in for YouTube. So I hope you've been enjoying it, watching it on YouTube. There will be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. Given the time, I think this is about time for me to take my midstream tea break. So I'm going to go make a new cup of tea. So I'll be right back as soon as that cup of tea is brewed. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.